This is an extremely quick and intensive guide to everything you need to know about watches, obviously at a basic level. And we're going to start with the simplest things. Generally, when we talk about wristwatches, we have two types of mechanisms. We have quartz watches, which run on a battery, and we have mechanical watches, which are powered by winding. Within mechanical watches, we have two variations. Manual winding mechanisms, which means you have to wind the watch yourself, and automatic winding mechanisms, which have a system that winds the watch with the movement of your wrist. These are the basic mechanisms available. Now, within the world of watches, there are different types of species, if you want to see it that way. They can be thought of as different families into which watches are divided. These families include the elegant, the sports, and perhaps we could also include a casual one. In the sports watch category, we have the most famous and popular ones, which are dive watches. Designed, as their name says, for recreational and professional diving, but adapted by people for daily and even elegant use, because they are robust watches constructed to withstand basically everything. Next, we have chronographs, which are watches with a built-in function that allows us to measure time. These chronographs were designed to time specific activities, generally car races, and thus became a very popular complication. Then we have field watches, which are highly readable and robust watches designed generally for military personnel or people who like to camp and spend time in nature. We could also include pilot watches in this list. They gained fame because they were developed in the early 20th century and were extremely important during the world wars. They generally come with highly readable dials and large cases and crowns for easy handling. On the other side, we have dress watches or elegant watches. Generally, these are thin, small watches with clean dials and no complications. Easy to read, and in general, the simpler the watch, the more elegant it is. In the casual category, we would have hybrid watches, characterized by elegant features but also including, for example, chronographs. Basically anything that cannot be classified as sporty or dress will fall into the casual category. Now, let me quickly explain the parts of the watch that you need to know. The outer part of the watch is called the case. It's what protects the movement and everything inside. To measure a case and know the size of the watch, it is usually measured diagonally. Then we have the small window that allows us to see the watch, which is obviously called the crystal. Now, there are two very famous and classic types of crystal, mineral and sapphire crystal. Sapphire does not scratch, but it's a little more prone to breaking, while mineral can withstand impacts, but scratches more easily. So each one has its advantages. Typically, between the case and the crystal, we have something called the bezel. In dive watches, it is a rotating bezel. But in other watches, it's regularly a smooth bezel, and its function is to seal and protect the crystal. Next to the case, we have a protrusion that allows us to wind the watch and set the time, known as the crown. Generally, there are two types of crowns, threaded and non-threaded crowns. Typically, threaded crowns will have a much higher water resistance compared to watches without this threading. Now, let's focus on what could be considered the watch's face, which is what we notice the most. That disc is called the dial. And around the dial, we usually have markers or numbers. We might also sometimes have a date window. If the watch is a chronograph or has any complication, we will often find little dials inside the main dial called the subdials. And the little sticks that indicate the time are referred to as hands. Now let's move to the other part of the watch. We've talked about the case, but let's talk about the little legs on the case. These are called lugs, and if you measure from the top lug to the bottom lug, it will give you an idea of how the watch will fit. Now, between the lugs, there is a measurement that indicates the width of your watch strap. This measurement is important if you want to change strap colors and materials later. Now let's return to the dial of the watch, because sometimes there is a luminous system that helps us read the watch in the dark. And there are generally two types. The first and most common is a luminous paste applied to the indicators and hands called lume. And the two most common colors are blue and green. On the other side, we have gas tubes known as tritium gas. Few brands use this technology, but you can find it. The basic difference between the two is that lume charges with ultraviolet light, while tritium glows on its own. Lume has a very bright intensity but doesn't really last long, while tritium has a very low intensity but will glow for 25 years without needing to be charged. Finally, let's talk about the functions of watches, which in watchmaking are called complications. Basically, any other function that a watch has other than telling time is a complication. For instance, a seconds hand is a complication. A date window is also a complication. You will find thousands and millions of variations of different abilities that watches can do. For example, there are chronographs, GMT watches, moon phase, triple calendars, annual calendars, perpetual calendars. There's an endless array of things that different watches can do. But to keep it simple and quick to understand, anything a watch can do besides telling time is referred to as a complication. Let me know in the comments if you want me to make a video exclusively about the most world complications. I think this was a quick and basic guide to everything you need to know about your watch. And please leave me comments down below if you think there's something I missed or forgot so I can cover it in a second part.